Happy Sunday, everybody. It's the one and only James Rule XRP. And I got this out there yesterday. I didn't create a video yesterday. I spent time with family. I spent time with friends. I got a lot of things done, a lot of things cleaned up. You know, we all keep ourselves busy. I touched the grass. I touched the dirt roads with my side-by-side. And, you know, it's all about getting out there and trying to stay focused on your life and on your family and on your investments. But look, I got this out there yesterday and I said, hey, meet me by the pool, people. Meet me by the pool. Check this out. Wouldn't you love to have a place like this or a lake house or whatever where, you know, you got all these couches outside, this nice pool, this nice deck. I mean, this nice luxury home just to have fun, just to get away, just to spend time with your family and friends and just to relax and, you know, let everybody know that you did the right thing, baby. You did the right thing. Be sure to follow me on X. X is formerly Twitter. Sometimes I'll say tweet, but I need to start saying post. At Rule XRP, I have the blue check mark. Watch out for imposters. I will never contact you on X for any reason at all unless I'm answering a question that you have for me. Nothing I talk about is financial advice, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you want to sign up for cryptocurrency exchanges, register for a cryptocurrency retirement account, get crypto wallets, gadgets, all the above, click on my link tree below. And these are the official pages where you can order wallets and services and different things. And when you go in and when you sign up for free, tell them James Rule XRP sent you by. Okay, numbers on this Sunday morning. CoinPaprika.com total market cap is $3.287 trillion. Bitcoin is currently 96,561. Ethereum is $2,655. XRP is $2.43. We're maintaining. Solana 200. BNB 623. Doge 25 cents. Cardano 69. Stellar 32. And we're going to look at Stellar here in a minute. Yes, we're going to look at it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Stellar. Mentioning Stellar. Somebody with Build on Stellar yesterday got this out and really ruffled the feathers of Ripple and the XRP community because this is what they posted. And even David Schwartz, the CTO at Ripple, responded. Build on Stellar posted this yesterday. Imagine spending more on lawyers than developers and calling it progress. And this is really shitty because Jeb McCaleb, who used to be with Ripple, got pissed off at Ripple and decided to create Stellar, which is XLM. I no longer hold any XLM ever since Jeb McCaleb sold all of his XRP whenever Ripple and the XRP community was going through all the BS with the lawsuits. Even Moon Limbo said this, and I'm going to quote him. It says, "You could fuck off with this bullshit. I've been holding XLM since 2017, and I want to see none of this petty garbage from you. Just delete this. We all know you've got Ripple in the brain." Bank XRP, it says, put yourself in Ripple's position if that's who you're talking about. Would you just give up and not fight? Ripple, for all cryptocurrency, they want clarity so other companies wouldn't have to go through what they did and fully understand the rules. And there's a lot of comments. There's tons of comments out here. And if we go to the next page, David Schwartz, Joel Katz, the CTO at Ripple, replied and said, "If you strike at the king, you'd better not miss." And I replied with Chuck Norris going, "Yes, yep. Crazy things, people." Good morning, crypto. Breaking. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse featured in yesterday's New York Post with President Trump. Quote, Ripple CEO is set to be a leading candidate for President Trump's cryptocurrency advisory board. Everyone and their mother is begging to be on the council. Will the Ripple CEO be chosen for the crypto advisory board? And this is the front of the newspaper. And you got Brad Garlinghouse here. You got David Sachs, the new crypto and AI czar for the United States. Everyone and their mother is begging to be on this council. There's BG. Is BG going to leave Ripple if he gets this position? There's a lot of questions being asked out there at the moment. A lot of things have been held under disclosure. Sean McBride, who is previously with Ripple, ex-Google, Amazon, and Ripple, got this out there yesterday. He says, I can't count how many NDAs related to crypto and AI that he signed in the last 3 months alone. What's going to happen over the next 4 years would have been delayed by a decade if not for the election of Donald Trump. Thank you, Jesus. Matrix Breaker asks, blink if XRP is going to be running the show. Sean McBride's response. So NDA, non-disclosure, he can't say anything. And if we go down here a little bit further, he posted, it says, when can you finally speak on the NDAs? And Sean said, I can't disclose shit until it's been made public or I get a court order. So here's the NDA agreement between Ripple Labs and Sean McBride as of June the 30th, 2021. As of herein, confidential information will mean any or all technical and non-technical information provided by the company to the recipient may include without limitation information regarding the company's business, equity structure and finances, proprietary and confidential information, ideas, techniques, sketches, drawings, work, and all the above. So Sean can't say anything because he is held under a court document. I have chatted with him on X. I have sent him messages. He sent me basic answers. He cannot answer any of the really good questions that we have. And I want to thank Sean McBride for getting it out there. He's a team player. He's a part of the XRP community. Let's go. The Wolf of Wall Street, Scott Melker. The CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, in the United States, is to launch digital assets markets pilot with Ripple. The U.S. Commodity Future Trading Commission is launching a pilot program to explore using stablecoins and other digital assets as collateral in financial markets. This initiative will involve CEO forum with crypto firms like Ripple, Circle, Coinbase, and Crypto.com, as announced by acting chairman Carolyn Pham. Carolyn Pham met with Brad Garlinghouse at Ripple a year or two ago. There is a photo floating around. She knows what Ripple and XRP and all of these technologies are. The pilot will focus on tokenized non-cash collateral, assessing the feasibility of using stable coins in trading and clearing activities. What does Ripple now have? Ripple has the most efficient stablecoin running on top of the XRP ledger. Is called RLUSD, Ripple USD, Ripple US dollar, whatever you want to call it. And it is going to be used in financial institutions around the world on centralized exchanges to trade crypto for the stable US dollar, to trade the stable US dollar for other things, to tokenize things on top of the XRP ledger. Do you see where I'm going with this? Check this out. Eleanor Terrett with Fox Business. She is well versed in the XRP community. She gets the news out as soon as it happens. And she got this out there on February the 7th. Check it out. XRP depository receipts will soon be available for purchase by accredited investors through Receipts Depot and DWP Advisors, Fox Business has learned. Much like traditional ADRs, American Depository Receipts, that represent shares of foreign companies, the XRP-DR represents ownership of the underlying XRP without investors having to buy directly with a crypto exchange. The benefits are similar to those of an ETF, where investors can gain exposure to an asset without having to buy it directly through a foreign exchange or a crypto exchange. In short, it's another way of bridging the gap between TradeFi and DeFi. The XRP DRs will be held at Anchorage Digital, a federally chartered bank overseen by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency in the United States. And if I'm not mistaken, the gentleman with Anchorage Digital was in a hearing here a couple of days ago talking about Choke Point 2.0, talking about all of these banks that were unable to handle or custody crypto are now going to get the green light. And accredited investors, which have $1 million in holdings or they make $300,000 a year, are now going to be able to purchase the value of XRP without having to go to a Coinbase, an Uphold, a Kraken, a Crypto.com. They're not going to have to learn how to self-custody their own crypto. But you know what? That's okay. If this gets XRP and other digital assets out to the masses, does it matter if they know how to custody crypto or go to a cryptocurrency exchange to get XRP? Check this out. The U.S. debt clock has added D.O.G.E, the D.O.G.E clock. The Department of Government Efficiency clock is now on the U.S. debt clock. And if we click on it right here, you're going to see that you have the U.S. national debt. Debt per citizen is $107,000 in the United States. Debt per taxpayer is $323,000. U.S. federal spending is $7 trillion. U.S. federal budget deficit is $2 trillion. Let's see. Yeah. And then the D.O.G.E clock has so far recovered $75 billion within a week, maybe less than that. And it's starting to grow because Elon, Trump, the new administration is starting to pull up this garbage. And the Dems are having an absolute fit. The Elizabeth Warrens, the Maxine Waters are having a breakdown because this crime is starting to be found. And how much of a part do they have to play with it? We're going to find out how many are going to jail because of this. And if I highlight D.O.G.E clock and you look at the top of the screen, it says the Department of Government Efficiency Advisory Commission, the real-time savings objective from reducing government waste, fraud, and abuse in federal government agencies. Check it out. Jamie's got that out there. I agree as well. It says the government should be as transparent as Kanye's wife's Grammy dress. And that was extremely transparent. If you didn't see her in that dress, you really didn't see a dress because it was totally transparent. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And finally, I like to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to leave it here. Michael Branch, well known in the community, got this article out there. And it says, Crypto czar David Sachs says clear rules of the road for digital assets can be set within 6 months. I repeat, clear rules of the road for digital assets could be set within 6 months, and it could be sooner than that. This is the Daily HODL article. It talks about the All In podcast where David Sachs was interviewed. And I'm going to end this with about a 9-minute interview within this clip here. And I want everyone out there to go touch the grass, look through the trees, hold on to what you have, realize that you are going to be very wealthy because of the financial decisions that you are making today, you made yesterday, and you're making tomorrow. HODL, HODL, HODL. I want everybody to have a good one. My name is James Rule, XRP, and don't forget, I told you so.
The Democrats shifted.
All right, with us is David Sachs. How you doing, brother? Are you literally in the White House?
I'm in the EOB.
Ah, okay.
There's like a podcast studio actually in the EOB.
Oh, fantastic. And you're wearing a suit every day.
Yeah, no, you're right. I have to wear a suit and tie every day. I was just listening on your conversation about D.O.G.E. Jake, I'm surprised that you never figured out a way to get involved in this USA. I mean, everybody's on the take except you. What's going on?
If I had known, I would have started an NGO. Where's my NGO?
You had everything except the money laundering. You had the grift. You had the virtue signaling. You had it all except the actual money.
Let me up-level this for a second, okay? So we knew the U.S. government runs a $2 trillion deficit every year. We're in debt almost $40 trillion. And we also knew that anytime anyone tries to cut anything in Washington, the whole city screams bloody murder. Okay, so the question is just why? Well, now we know. The money is all going to them. It's like round tripping to them. New York Times, getting paid. Politico, getting paid. Bill Kristol, perennial warmonger, getting paid. Ukraine getting paid, like 11 out of 12 publications, Ukraine getting paid.
Incredible.
Viktor Orban, who's the prime minister of Hungary, was saying that he's very popular in Hungary. His political opposition funded by USAID. In Poland, the left-wing political opposition funded by USAID, and on and on and on it goes.
BBC. You wonder why everyone in the UK is so, yeah.
Like
I couldn't believe the BBC is getting paid.
Every left-wing organization in the world seems to be getting paid by this slush fund at USAID, which disperses about $50 billion a year. That's $1 billion a week. That's actually a lot of money. And so it makes you wonder, the left in general tries to portray itself as a movement of the people, that it's grassroots. This is the exact opposite. This is AstroTurf. This is basically money coming from the top down out of Washington to fund all of these groups, maybe not even in the United States, like all over the world. So it makes you wonder, what is the real level of local support for these left-wing policies all over the world?
Yeah, crazy. So you did a big announcement this week on crypto and creating a framework finally. I caught some of it. Maybe you could just tell us, from the bottom up, what is the mandate from the president and what is your advice to him on how to make crypto move out of the shadows, offshore, ICOs, craziness to legitimacy? What's the plan here to legitimize and regulate crypto?
Well, the plan was really spelled out by President Trump in his week 1 EO on crypto, and it's all spelled out in there. The principles of the administration on crypto. The president said he wants to support the responsible use and growth of digital assets and blockchains across every sector of the economy. So the principles are all there. And yesterday I was invited up to Capitol Hill to meet with the chairman of the important committees that basically govern crypto. And so we had a press conference there to announce the legislative plan. You can see there's Chairman Tim Scott, who's the chair of the Senate Banking Committee, to my left. And then to my right is French Hill, who's the chairman of the House Financial Services Committee. And then to his right is John Bozeman, who's the chair of the Senate Agriculture Committee. And then to the left of Tim Scott is G.T. Thompson, who's the chair of the House Agriculture Committee. He's out of frame right now. But those are the 4 committees that govern crypto. And you may ask, why is the Agriculture Committee involved in crypto? And the reason is because the Ag Committee supervises the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, because commodities all came out of agriculture. So it's interesting. You need 4 committees across the House and Senate to get legislation done on crypto. It's not just House and Senate. It's actually 2 committees in each of the House and Senate. And so this is the first time where we've had 4 chairmen of the 4 key committees all come together and say that they're ready to support crypto legislation. There were a lot of people on X who felt like this wasn't, a mind-blowing announcement. They wanted something that they could trade on right away. That's not what this was. This was basically a statement of commitment from the chairs of the 4 committees that we're going to get legislation done this year, maybe in the next 6 months. I mean, that's really the goal. And we've never had that before. So that is pretty monumental.
I used to work in this because when I first launched Climate Corp back in the day, we actually were selling commodity contracts online. So we set ourselves up as an exempt commodity trading platform. And I remember all this old legislation. There was the Commodity Futures Modernization Act, if I remember, when they deregulated the energy market. But one of the features of the Commodity Futures Modernization Act was that they created this concept of an exempt commodity contract, which was where you're not delivering a physical good. And that's basically what weather derivatives were, and energy derivatives and other kind of indices were created that didn't have a tangible physical supply. And it was still kind of shoveled in the commodities world. That's why the legacy of all this stuff kind of sitting with agriculture. Is that the way this is likely going to move forward? Is it's going to look like a new extension of exempt commodities and kind of treated like that versus being securities?
The question you're describing is called market structure. What are the definitions going to be? Because digital assets can be many things. Yeah. You can have some digital assets are cryptocurrencies. They're actually currencies. Then there's things that are crypto securities. Then there's things that are commodities. Bitcoin actually is regulated as a commodity right now. And then you've got things that aren't securities or commodities, or like collectibles, like NFTs, things like that. So there's all these different categories. And one of the things that the market needs is just clarity around the definitions so that founders know what the rules of the road are and they can actually just comply with them. So giving them those definitions and describing how a crypto project could start, for example, as a security, and eventually the protocol could become decentralized enough where maybe it becomes a commodity. That whole idea, right, that's called market structure. And there was a bill in the last Congress by French Hill, who is the chair of the House Financial Services Committee now, that passed the House with 71 Democratic votes. So it was fairly bipartisan, but then it went nowhere in the Senate because, frankly, the Banking Committee at that time was run by Sherrod Brown, who is anti-crypto. So it got stopped in the Senate right away. Now we have Republican control of the Senate, and Tim Scott's the new chair of the Senate Banking Committee, and he's expressed support. So I think now we could get a bill on market structure like FIT 21, again, which was French Hill's bill last Congress. I think we could do a revised and updated version this Congress. And that was one of the things the chairman expressed support for. So I think there's a pretty good chance we could get this done in the next 6 months.